Well, everyone, I kind of wanted to talk about why I pretty much switched from my iPhone 13 Pro, to my Samsung Galaxy S22, and kind of a little bit about my experience. I will be making a complete separate video about this, but the main reason for this is basically to kind of, make myself aware of everything that Android has to offer, specifically with Samsung's. Now, it's nothing new to me. I've pretty much owned every single Samsung Galaxy phone, especially on the S series. I've compared them, and you can see across my channel, I've pretty much talked about every single Samsung phone for the last couple of years, and I have a great time doing it. But I also, talk about them heavily on my second channel as well, and I break down how to use every single little thing with your Samsung phone. So I'm not new to it at all. So it's not like I'm a complete noob to Samsung phones in general. However, using them on an everyday basis, I haven't really done that. And I definitely do think with Samsung phones, they are great. They have so much capability. And to be honest, the biggest thing I can tell you, and kind of a spoiler alert for a video I'm probably going to make in a couple days, is like the transition from going from an iPhone to a Samsung, or even from a Samsung to an iPhone, it really isn't that crazy big of a difference. They're pretty much almost the same phone. You just kind of have to get used to kind of maneuvering around with a Samsung device. But other than that, for my basic use case that I use on an everyday basis, apps like Snapchat and Instagram and TikTok and Twitter, they work exactly the same across the board. There's some UI differences and there's some different ways of going about it, but they're almost exactly the same application. So I really don't, see a massive difference. So that's like the biggest thing to keep in mind. But another big thing to keep in mind is that the first couple of phones I ever owned were Androids. I actually owned a Samsung Galaxy S4 that I custom ROM'd, and I had an amazing time with it for a little period of time, but the battery life really wasn't that good. So I ended up going back to my LG G2 at the time. And with the Galaxy S22, the battery life has been really, really good. It's pretty much on par with my iPhone 13 Pro. I don't know if one is better than the other one, but I'm trying to find issues and I'm trying to find, pros, and I've came across a few of them. But to be honest, it really isn't that crazy big of a deal, at least for somebody like me. Now, if you've never owned a Samsung phone before and you're planning on switching to an iPhone, or if you've never owned an iPhone before, or if you've never owned a Samsung phone, or if you've never owned an iPhone and you're planning on switching from a Samsung to an iPhone, you're going to have definitely a brief period where you're going to have to get used to it. That's how it was for me when I switched over from my iPhone to when I switch over from Android to iPhones, and you're probably going to experience the same thing too. But in my experience so far, I haven't really noticed that big of a difference. Maybe the only slight thing is I'm picking up more, FaceTimes on my, MacBook, which I still own, and I still use my MacBook for literally everything. So I'm still kind of engrossed in the ecosystem, but for pretty much everything else, whenever I'm using a phone, I'm using my Galaxy S22, and I don't have that much to complain about. So that's kind of a little breakdown of the last day or two of using a Galaxy S22 as my main device, but also, why I kind of switched from an iPhone to a Samsung, in 2022, I guess. So that kind of covers it. If you guys have any other questions or anything like that, let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.